Hello everyone. Okay, I'm going to make a recipe that I thought I already made and uploaded to YouTube, and it turns out I'm missing the first part of the video. And I'm making some vegan chocolate balls. You can call them what you like. I got them from a Goodness Me recipe website, and it's called Nut Butter Surprises, but I'm making mine without nuts. So I'm going to be using some sunflower seed butter that I made, some maple syrup, raw cacao powder, shredded coconut, rolled oats, flaxseed. You can add cranberries or other things to it if you like, but I'm going to keep it at that. Now also, with regards to my food processor, if you watch my video where I tried to make the ice cream in the small bowl and couldn't, that's because I did not have the drive shaft adapter in there. So now I have the small bowl inserted, and it just aligns right here. Then you just click, and it clicks right into place. I'll be back in a moment. So in here I have half a cup of flax, ground flax, because the recipe calls for protein powder, and I'm not using the protein powder because I'm making it vegan. Quarter cup of coconut, quarter cup of rolled oats, quarter cup of sunflower seed, half a cup of cacao powder, and I'm just going to blend this up. Just pulsing a few times to incorporate all of that stuff. Okay, now to my dry ingredients. I have added my half a cup of maple syrup and half a cup of sunflower butter, and basically I'm making half of this recipe because that's a lot for me and my daughter. So hold on. Alright, now that I have everything in my KitchenAid food processor, let's start this on low. Maybe I'll pulse a few times. Just incorporate the maple syrup and the nut butter, and I'm going to just put it on low. And I think I'm going to, yeah, see now how it's formed a ball? There we go. I can stop. Okay, so now that it's formed a ball like that, you know it's pretty much incorporated. However, there are little bits here, and I might just actually knock those in and give it another whirl. In fact, I'll do that. Why waste any of that great cacao powder? Now, it's possible I could have made this in the bigger work bowl, but basically it's going to be a sticky consistency, something that you're going to take out of here and roll into little balls. I'm doing this one-handed, but you can see how it's done. Basically, just roll all of your dough into little bite-sized balls. Okay, this is what they look like in the balls. And I already tasted one, my daughter tasted one, and they are seriously good. I'm going to put these in the fridge. I think it's probably best to kind of keep them in the fridge so they'll firm up a little bit more. And also, if you have more coconut, what I'm going to do is just put some coconut. Can you see that? I just still have that in the bag, so I'm just going to press some of these into coconut right here. I'm also definitely going to try some of these on the dehydrator, and I'll make them into little bars. So once I finish doing this, I'm going to put some on the dehydrator tray, and we'll see how that turns out. But see, you've got a nice looking dessert. Looks just like a little Timbit, if you know what Timbits are. If you know what Tim Hortons is, then you know what a Timbit is. If not, they look like little mini donuts. See, perfect. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to get some ready for the dehydrator tray, and definitely going to test that out and see how those ones turn out being dehydrated for several hours. Okay, so here are the balls. I think I already showed you that. But very, very tasty. And I've also made some into little squares or rectangles. Now, I didn't shape them any other way except to just put them in my hand and flatten them and try to square them off a little bit so, you know, they're not the most uniform looking dessert. But I'm going to put these in the dehydrator and see how they turn out. Really looking forward to this. So far they taste great. So if these hold well in a dehydrated form, then it will be easy to put in, you know, school lunches, to just pack on the road without the worry of them being smushy, which, you know, is the case of this. But if you're at home and you can just put them in your fridge and take them out, pop them in your mouth when you're ready, these are perfectly fine. Okay, so the last part of this will be when I test the dehydrated version. Okay, it seems that I also lost the final video footage I had of this from the dehydrator, but I will tell you that if you're going to use the dehydrator, not to waste your time. I didn't really find a different result dehydrating them. They were still pretty moist and a little bit harder, but the truth is I got the same hardness just from keeping them in the fridge. So they're perfectly fine for putting in your kid's lunch or taking them on the road without worrying that they're going to become a gooey mess. Now, I didn't use any nut butter, but you can certainly use peanut butter, almond butter, but to make it nutless, use sunflower butter. Hope you try this, let me know, and thanks for watching. Okay, so this is the final result for the bars that I tried to make in my dehydrator. Now, you'll notice some are missing because I ate them. I had to leave this morning, so I think I was dehydrating them maybe 10 hours at the most. So they're not, you know, dried out. They're firmer, which is fine, but they actually just remind me a lot of the ones that were in the fridge. So, you know, if you want this to become like a hard, dry bar, then, you know, keep dehydrating. I didn't really want to bother. I think that this works just as well putting it in the fridge after all of that effort. But anyway, that's what they look like, and they taste amazing. So hopefully you give this recipe a try, and if you do, let me know how you liked it. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.